very rapidly now moving northeast, 65 to 70 miles per hour. The next towns, possibly in the path of this storm, Bentonville, maybe the north side of Grantham as well. We can also take a look at whether or not there's any debris signature, and we continue to see evidence that there is in fact debris. So again, a large wedge tornado spotted here around Newton Grove, and next targets for this storm are going to be just to the northeast up towards Bentonville. So please get to your safe place immediately there in Bentonville, as well as Princeton and all along Highway 70 there. Now, we've got a bunch of warnings to tell you about. To the north of that, this is now just northeast of Raleigh, Franklin, Vance, and Warren counties under warning. This is going until 6:30 Eastern time, and we'll look at the velocity data, seeing a couplet there showing up not real well, but there is one right along 401, so watch out in Lewisburg, maybe in Bunn as well. To the north of that, yet another tornado warning, Franklin, Vance, and Warren counties. This is going until 6:30, and these storms have been racing along, generally moving at 60 to 70 miles per hour to the northeast. Unfortunately, this storm in the range folding there, but we are getting some data right in there. There is the couplet, that is the circulation. That is going to be headed towards Littleton. So in Littleton, far northern parts of North Carolina, please take cover immediately as we've got a very dangerous storm coming your way. Now, up into Virginia, here is Brunswick, Dinwiddie, and Greensville counties. This is another warning going until 6:15. Very well-developed hook echo that is now sitting on top of Lawrenceville. We'll go ahead and take a look at the velocity data in this case, and that's now right along 58. A little difficult to see right in there, but that is it. And this is again along 58, and we'll be rapidly moving northeast. We'll take a look and see if there's any evidence of debris, and there does appear to be some evidence of debris in that case as well. We've got a brand new scan on that storm, and a very dangerous storm here. Actually, could be a couple of circulations, but that is now just east of Lawrenceville, and we'll be headed up towards Route 40. Then to the north of that, yet another rotating storm that is now coming into Chester. This is just north of Petersburg, and it's going to be moving into the southeast side of Richmond. Again, you see that appendage right in here. We'll look at the velocity data and a very well-defined velocity couplet that is now just south of Richmond, getting towards Marina. It's now on top of Bellwood, and it's going to be moving into Marina in very short order. Again, moving northeast generally, right along 64 there, and perhaps eventually towards Highland Springs as well. Dangerous storm here, and here too we are seeing evidence of debris right in there. So we got another radar confirmation of a tornado, and this is just south of Richmond, and it will be moving across the southeast side of Metro Richmond, coming across Marina and into Highland Springs and across 64. Then to the north of that, yet another tornado warning, Caroline, Hanover counties. This is going until 6:15. Again, we'll look at the velocity data, and seeing a couple in there, certainly got a little bit of an issue with the radar data, but right in there, that's right along 95, and that is going to be headed towards Bowling Green, coming right down Route 207 there. So please take cover immediately in Bowling Green. And then finally, up into the D.C. metro area, we've seen storms bowling out. So we've got a whole series of severe thunderstorm warnings, including the district in Alexandria. We'll go ahead and take a look at the radar data and take all the warnings off. And so you've got this big, long line of storms that's now coming right into downtown D.C. It's just come through northwest D.C., coming across the Beltway right now through Montgomery County, getting over into Wheaton, Maryland, not very far away from Silver Spring right now. And then that line continues up towards Interstate 70, just getting ready to come into Howard County and Columbia, Maryland, and will be overspreading Baltimore, Maryland as well. There certainly could be circulations developing within this line. Right now, it's more of a straight line wind threat there in D.C., but because we've got such shear in the atmosphere, there is potential for some circulations developing as well. And there's a live look. We're going to take a live look now at Washington, D.C., and we were looking at, I believe, the White House. Wow, so it is really coming down there. You can easily see winds of 60 miles per hour or stronger, and again, it's entirely possible that we'll see some small circulations developing within this line. So we'll watch for that very carefully. But an awful lot going on here, and it's going to continue to be quite active for some time to come. Mike, over to you.
All right. All right, Carl, thank you very much. I want you to stay put right there, Carl, because looking at your screen right now, we have storm chaser Brandon Coppick with us right now, reporting large wedge tornado near Newton Grove, North Carolina. This is in eastern North Carolina, right between Fayetteville and Greenville, North Carolina. Brandon, are you with us? What can you tell us?
I'm still here, Mike.
Right now, it appears, from what I can tell, it may have lifted right in front of us just a couple minutes ago in between the two shows. Right now, it doesn't look that good right now. It looks like it may have dissipated completely. Like I don't see much of a mezzo right now in front of us, but it was heavily rain wrapped. We're actually going to turn around here in a moment and go back south. It appears that it might have been a handoff because there's a new circulation that's popped up on radar near Spidey's Corner. We did not actually see any damage in the town of Newton Grove either. It looks like it lifted on the north side of town. When you had seen this initially, you said it was maybe 2-3 miles from where you were and potentially rain wrapped. You know, in your experience in chasing these, how dangerous can that be? And how many towns are in harm's way where you are? Is it densely populated or relatively rural? Well, I guess I'd say it seems like it's a rural area, but there are a lot of little towns. So it's not a mass population, but yeah, a couple towns in the area that are just a couple thousand. But it's just a very dangerous situation overall. It's not something I felt safe about. We actually were going away from the tornado when we first saw it, and a state trooper turned around, activated their light, was actually doing a traffic stop on somebody for speeding. And I turned around and called back up to that trooper, and I said, "Look, there's a large tornado right here. You need to get to safety." And she whipped around and followed behind us and got out of the path. Brandon, have you noticed, in a lot of these storms, it seems like they spot tornadoes, then maybe they gust out, and then they recycle again. Have you noticed that today? Yeah, it seems like it's been a lot of recycling. They haven't been persistent. Most storms usually are, by the way it's looking, it's just they've been dropping one, dying out, and then maybe they'll pop another one. But it seems like the second cycle of it has been the more intense one. As we saw near the Raleigh-Durham area, we intersected the storm that actually produced the tornado near Oxford. The first cycle was down near Durham, and then when it got up near Oxford, it actually produced a quite potent tornado, what I was told. Brandon, so what we're seeing on your screen out your windshield here, the ominous skies kind of left side of your screen there, is that the dissipating storm that you were tracking? Yes, that's the tornado. What had the tornado on it. It seems like I want to say dissipating, but it might just be recycling because I'm looking up right now in front of us, and it looks like there's plenty of inflow going into the storm, so I don't think it's going to be dying anytime soon. Yeah, and a lot of these have done that over the last 2 days where they've spun up a tornado, and then they'll weaken, and then they'll spin up another tornado. We've seen that happen time and time again. Not all that uncommon with these. So your plan of action, though, now is potentially abandon that chase and head farther south now? Yeah, we're actually probably, once I can find a good road to turn around on, going to head back towards Newton Grove because velocities are actually looking like Newton Grove might actually get hit on this next circulation. All right, Brandon, we appreciate you being with us this evening. We know you've got a busy evening, that's for sure. We got a lot of storms that we're covering for you tonight, including storms that have hit around Raleigh, North Carolina, storms that are hitting around Washington, D.C. tonight as well. So we actually have Paul Kutla, who's in Raleigh, North Carolina, who's taking cover because of lightning. So a smart thing to do is be in your car, Paul. We see the skies just light up in eastern North Carolina today.
Yeah, in fact, we were under a tornado warning earlier. That has been canceled for this part of Raleigh, but not for all of Wake County. Still portions of Durham and Wake counties under a tornado warning for the next, actually, it's Bladen and Robeson County, as well as Cumberland and Sampson counties. Franklin, Vance, Wake, and Warren counties still under tornado warning until 21 minutes. So we have until 6:30 local time, but also locally, they do have the severe thunderstorm warning. This is another line coming in from the west pretty quickly, and there's lightning with that line as well. Hence, we had to retreat into the safety of our crew vehicle here just to be safe as well. So I've been talking about the whole day on the unfolded. Last night, temperatures were cool getting in here in the mid-40s temperature-wise. This morning, temperature shot up in the 60s. We had some sunshine after some rain showers this morning, got us to the low 70s, and that has helped fuel a lot of these thunderstorms. And as you may or may not know, North Carolina is a huge college basketball state. Within Raleigh, within 35 miles, we have Wake Forest, we have NC State, we have Duke, and we have North Carolina. here in Raleigh coming up at 8 o'clock tonight. It's supposed to be a game between NC State and North Carolina here in Raleigh. And we're talking tens of thousands of people trying to get on the road to travel to that game. And we're in the midst of all this. We're still under a tornado watch until 7 o'clock tonight. And we've seen numerous tornado warnings, some reports of funnel clouds, even up towards the Durham area. And we had looking on Twitter to see tweets of the Duke basketball players having to evacuate the gym into some of the hallways because they were under tornado warnings this afternoon. So far, there's been all clear given for the UNC Chapel Hill campus, but we're still watching another line of thunderstorms coming up through here. So it's by far not over at all in terms of this area of North Carolina. And again, we're dealing with some heavy rain. We had some pea-sized hail come through at the time we had the tornado warning just about a half hour ago here in the Raleigh area. Again, that cell is still possibly showing some rotation as it's rapidly moved on to the northeast of here. Again, these lines of thunderstorms are traveling between 50 and 70 miles per hour. So another big concern is just the overall damaging winds with these thunderstorms. That are, if you don't get the tornado, you can still have damaging winds ahead, along, even behind the lines of rain showers and thunderstorms. And we're getting a good downpour of rain right now. So again, even after the initial line comes through, the rain might end. You're still not done in terms of the danger winds from this system in this part of North Carolina. Mike, back to you.
I'm glad you're safe in the car there tonight, Paul. But a lot of people probably on the roads tonight, and the storms are right overhead. Paul, thank you very much. We know we have violent storms tonight in Baltimore, in Washington, D.C. Let's take you to the capital right now. We've had a lot of lightning with these storms, severe thunderstorm warnings in Baltimore, in D.C. A tornado warning, by the way, currently in Richmond, Virginia. Take a look right now at the White House. I believe we have a camera there as well. It has been a really tough. This was a lot better than what maybe just 5-6 minutes ago. So maybe the worst of the rain is past there, but you can see the American flag is whipping in the wind this evening. All right, let's get you up to date on what's going on in Richmond, Virginia. We have a tornado warning in effect right now for the metro. A lot of cars on the roadway. You take a look at the traffic cams this evening. Let's update you on Baltimore and Washington, D.C. and Richmond. Carl Parker has the latest on the radar on the lab.
Mike, thank you. And a very dangerous storm now in the eastern part of the Richmond metro area. It's rapidly moving northeast, and it's on the east side, so it's going to be pulling away from Richmond. This is Richmond now under tornado warning. Notice this really well-defined hookup bill that is very close to the intersection of 295 and 64 right in there. We'll look at the velocity data. Very, very well-defined rotational couplet there. And in fact, it looks like there's a tornado vortex signature within that. In fact, we'll zoom in just a little bit, get a better look at this. And this is now very close to Highland Springs. So right in there, you got strong rotation. And we've been looking also at evidence of debris along with this. And yes, sure enough, there is a clear-cut evidence of debris. So that is now going to be passing again right over the intersection of 64 and 295 on the east side of Richmond, rapidly moving to the northeast. In fact, it's probably a little ahead of this because these scans are just a few minutes old, and these storms are moving so rapidly, about 60 to 70 miles per hour in general. So we'll go back to the velocity mode and show you exactly where this thing is going to be headed. And again, it's going to be getting away from the Richmond area, but I fear that the southeast side of the metro here has been hit very, very hard by a tornado. We've been looking at a debris signature for a long time here in the Richmond metro. Now, we'll take you to the north and show you what's going on in D.C. and also in Baltimore. You notice that storms are surging forward right around the I-70 corridor, coming also into 29 and into 95. Still some threat also for wind to the south of that. We can take a look at the velocity data, which can actually help us out in terms of figuring out where the strong wind is, and you can see that quite clearly now coming right across Montgomery County, getting ready to come into PG County, again across 95 and into Howard County as well. So it looks like we've got some winds of 60, maybe 70 miles per hour here, and that's going to be enveloping the Baltimore metro area and Anne Arundel County before very long as that continues to move east. So we've got mostly now straight line wind threat with these storms, but there may yet be some circulations developing within them as they continue to rapidly move to the east. Mike, over to you.
All right, Carl, thank you very much. Obviously, an unfolding situation this evening. We're going to take you back to North Carolina here in just a moment, taking a live look at Chaser Cam in Newton Grove, North Carolina. This outside of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Tornado warning storm. We have a rotation being indicated on the radar. We're going to check in with this gentleman right here, Brandon Coffey, and ask him what he see on the ground. Our continuing coverage of severe weather outbreak across the east comes back in just a couple of minutes.
Growing up, we were German. We danced in a German dance group. I wore lederhosen. When I first got on Ancestry, I was really surprised that I wasn't finding all of these Germans in my tree. I decided to have my DNA tested through Ancestry DNA. The big surprise was we're not German at all. 52% of my DNA comes from Scotland and Ireland. So I traded in my lederhosen for a kilt.
Ancestry has many paths to discovering your story. Get started for free at ancestry.com.
The cold truth is, if a cold keeps you up at night, you can't work from home the next day. That's why you need Alka-Seltzer Plus Day-Night Liquid Gels. Its tough cold symptom fighters provide powerful relief. Relief that helps you sleep at night and gets you back out there during the day. Alka-Seltzer Plus Day-Night Liquid Gels. Also available in stores. Alka-Seltzer Plus Nighttime Hot Drink Mix.
During this Founders Days at Pep Boys, buy 2 Rain-X Latitude water repellency wiper blades and get $10 off instantly. When you buy 3 select tires, you get the 4th free instantly. Trust the boys to get you there.
Easter is right around the corner. We are super excited. That's why we're here at Burlington. I can't wait to see everybody all dressed up. I know that can dress the kids from head to toe for under $100. We want to sound good and look good.
If you need advice for your business, LegalZoom has your back. Our trusted network of attorneys has provided guidance to over 100,000 people just like you. Visit LegalZoom today for legal help you can count on. LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
You owned your car for 4 years. You named it Brad. You loved Brad. And then you told him. You two had been through everything together. 2 boyfriends, 3 jobs. You're like, nothing can replace Brad. And nobody mutual calls. And you break into your happy dance.
If you sign up for better car replacement, we'll pay for a car that's a model year newer with 15,000 fewer miles than your old car. See car insurance in a whole new light with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
You know what made me really love weather was growing up in Ohio and getting a lot of snow in the wintertime. And my dad used to get so excited when it snowed because he'd take me and my sister sledding. And to me, it was one of my fondest childhood memories, winter sledding with my sister.
And their loved ones may be entitled to a cash award from the $18 billion in asbestos trust funds. And you may not have to file a lawsuit to qualify. If diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer caused by exposure to asbestos, call the number on your screen now. Even if a loved one had mesothelioma or asbestos lung cancer and is passed, your family may still be entitled to a cash award. Mesothelioma is a rare cancer caused by exposure to asbestos. Many victims work in the Navy or in shipyards, mills, carpentry, roofing, insulation, construction, or automotive industries. For over 30 years, our legal team has successfully helped thousands of victims and families. Time is limited. You may not have to file a lawsuit if you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or lung cancer caused by exposure to asbestos.
Call 1-800-948-6735. That's 1-800-948-6735. Now.
Tomorrow on AMHQ, the severe threat has passed, but Winter Storm Petra is still dumping snow across the Midwest and the Northeast. We track the flakes starting tomorrow at 5 a.m.
A winter weather advisory is in effect. Currently in our area, 33 degrees with light snow. Tonight, windy with snow, low 31. Thursday, windy with snow showers, high 33. Here's our 7-day outlook.
in Virginia tonight, including near Richmond, Virginia, an ongoing tornado east side of town. You can see some of the traffic cams this evening showing some areas where we have traffic on the ground and some where there's virtually no one on the road. There's also an ongoing threat in Washington, D.C. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But first things first, this tornado in Richmond. Carl Parker has the very latest from the lab tonight.
Mike, thank you. And still a very dangerous storm now in parts of southeast Virginia. There's a new warning for this cell. Essex, King William, and King and Queen counties going until 7 p.m. With all of these cells, the movement has been very fast to the northeast, about 60 to 70 miles per hour. We'll zoom in and you can see the hook now pulling away from Richmond. That's the warning for Richmond itself, and I fear that we're going to be hearing about some damage on the southeast side of the metro there. We'll take a look at the velocity data. Still a very, very strong rotational couplet, and that is showing up just outside of 295. It looks like we've got tornado vortex signature right in there, and we'll look for evidence of debris. We certainly have seen a lot of that already, and we are still, in fact, seeing it right in there. So what the radar is doing is it's separating meteorological targets, and that's all this red, and that would be rain and hail, from non-meteorological targets, and that's what you're seeing right in there. So that is a really proof positive from a radar perspective that we do, in fact, have a tornado that is ongoing, and that is now near McClellan Road. It's going to be coming out towards Flanagan Mill Road, and again, moving very rapidly. It could actually be a little behind here in terms of this scan. I'm going to go back to the velocity data, and you notice that you've got this broader circulation right in here, and perhaps a tornado sitting in there, and moving really rapidly to the northeast. It's going to be coming right up into Flanagan Mill Road, so please take cover immediately in that area. We've been looking at a strong circulation and debris with this storm for quite some time, and it looks like it's going to be a continued very dangerous threat here. Now, well to the south, and I want to give you the larger perspective because this is pretty typical of a tornado outbreak. You've got this long line of storms, and all along here, just a lot of rotation. Just about every cell is rotating because there's so much low-level wind feeding into these storms. So we'll go through some of the warnings to the south. Here's a warning for Bladen County in North Carolina. Look at the velocity data, and we're seeing a couple of there's just north of White Oak, and that's right along 53. So right in here, and it's going to be coming up across 53 and also 242 as well. Then to the north of that, actually a couple of storms here that are rotating. So there's a warning for Sampson County. That does include Newton Grove. One storm has just come through Newton Grove, and then a warning for Johnston and Wayne counties going until 6:30. So circulation right now near Bentonville and Route 13, and that's going to be moving up to the northeast towards Route 70 here in Goldsboro. And then southwest of that, there is another circulation. This one is now just southwest of Newton Grove and Van Crossroads. So in both of these towns, please take cover immediately. It's time to get to your safe place, as we are watching a pretty strong circulation just south. We'll look for evidence of debris there. Looks to be ambiguous at this time, but certainly there's an exceptionally strongly rotating storm there. And then also you've got Franklin and Warren County under warning until 6:30. This is the Centerville area. And here, too, looking at a circulation just southwest of Centerville. I'll zoom in on that a little bit for you and take a look at the debris signature here. We're not really seeing that in that case. Then to the north of that, yet another warning here for southeastern Virginia. This is including Emporia and Brunswick. And then to the north of that, you've got another warning here for Petersburg and Dinwiddie County. And zooming in on that, circulation is now just west of 301 and Templeton. So a whole string of rotating storms, a lot to be worried about tonight.
Yeah, indeed. Carl, thank you for the analysis tonight. We know we have severe thunderstorm warnings right now in Washington, D.C., and in Baltimore as well. There's a live look at Capitol Hill. We show you it on the radar what the threat is. And we take you to North Carolina, pocket storm chasers there.
Boston Market invites you to enjoy a real meal. Delicious homestyle sides, prepared daily, fresh baked cornbread, and of course, our farm fresh, never frozen, all natural rotisserie chicken. Come on in for a half chicken meal, just $8.49. Boston Market, all good. For limited time, get a half chicken meal, just $8.49 at Boston Market. All good.
From the moment they wake up, doers don't stop. Every day is a chance to do something great. And for the ones they love, they do anything. Sears Optical has glasses made for doing. Right now, buy one pair and get another free. Quality eyewear for doers. Sears Optical.
If you have type 2 diabetes, you may know what it's like to deal with high and low blood sugar. Januvia sitagliptin is a once-daily pill that, along with diet and exercise, helps lower blood sugar. Januvia works when your blood sugar is high and works less when your blood sugar is low, because it works by enhancing your body's own ability to lower blood sugar. Plus, Januvia by itself is not likely to cause weight gain or low blood sugar, hypoglycemia. Januvia should not be used in patients with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Tell your doctor if you have a history of pancreatitis. Serious side effects can happen, including pancreatitis, which may be severe and lead to death. Stop taking Januvia and call your doctor right away if you have severe pain in your stomach area, which may be pancreatitis. Tell your doctor right away and stop taking Januvia if you have an allergic reaction that causes swelling of the face, lips, tongue, or throat, or affects your breathing, or causes rash or hives. Kidney problems sometimes requiring dialysis have been reported. Some people may develop severe joint pain. Call your doctor if this happens. Using Januvia with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. To reduce the risk, your doctor may prescribe a lower dose of the sulfonylurea or insulin. Your doctor may do blood tests before and during treatment to check your kidneys. If you have kidney problems, a lower dose may be prescribed. Side effects may include upper respiratory tract infection, stuffy or runny nose, sore throat, and headache. For help lowering your blood sugar, talk to your doctor about Januvia.
So your grandma wants you to visit and help with a few things. But last minute travel can be pricey. If you visit Priceline, get a great deal and go.
It's perfect, honey. Come to Nana. Oh.
If you don't go, ta-da!
Oh, that's perfect.
Hey, I'm going to order some pizza to celebrate. What's your social security number? Sometimes I ask.
Oh, it's 3
3
2 3
2 3
7
7
2
Whatever's on the line. Priceline. What average underwear feels like. What Duluth Trading Buck Naked underwear feels like. Duluth Trading Buck Naked underwear feels like wearing nothing at all. No pinch, no stink, no sweat. Get up there. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
Here in the city, parking is hard to find. Seems like everyone drives. And those who do should switch to Geico because you can save hundreds on car insurance. Oh, perfect. Valet parking. Hello.
Evening, sir.
Here's the keys. And go easy on the right, mate. Wouldn't mind some of that beef Wellington.
To see how much you could save on car insurance, go to geico.com.
I really want there to be a venue where people who are trying to make a difference can have a voice and have a place to talk about their passions. Weather, climate, environment, technology, science. They're the topics of our lives right now. So let's talk about it.
Closed captioning brought to you by California Walnuts. What makes this the best simple dinner ever? Great tasting, heart-healthy California walnuts. So simple. Get the recipes at walnuts.org.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Web 10's continuing coverage of severe weather outbreak. We've got strong storms, severe warm storms here in the D.C. metro area. Taking a look at the Capitol grounds, and taking a look also at the White House. Very strong squall line that's come through. Winds very gusty, lightning in the distance. A very dangerous night for you to be out in either Baltimore or in Washington, D.C. Let's take a look on the Wonder Map, what's happening this evening. Baltimore City right now. We have severe thunderstorm warnings. Anne Arundel, as well as Prince George's, as well as Calvert counties, all under severe thunderstorm warnings right now. And it's mainly this squall line right here that is causing us the issues right now. So Baltimore down through D.C., anywhere you're traveling here along I-95, we're going to have issues tonight. Just be aware of that, what the threat's going to be. Eventually, they'll push their way toward the Annapolis area. These storms are moving relatively quickly and travels on I-83, by the way, north of Baltimore. That storm's lining up right along the highway as we speak. So obviously, we've got some real big issues this evening in Washington, D.C. Brian, go ahead and advance this phone. This is not running for me right now. Let's take you back down toward North Carolina, by the way, and take you down near Spivey's Corner and near Goldsboro. Strong storm here that may have a hook on it and a tornado warning right now. Let's take you to Mount Olive, North Carolina tonight. We're going to check in with Brandon Coppett, storm chaser out there on this storm. Brandon, what are you seeing right now?
Well, the visibility is dropping rapidly just due to the sun setting. But within the past 5 minutes or so, I've seen a wall cloud that appears to be definitely trying to develop a tornado. It's been having a couple of finger falls out of it, but it's not tightening up quite enough to drop a tornado yet.
You were on a storm earlier around Newton Grove. How far are you from where you were maybe a half hour ago in Newton Grove, and what is the direction that you're chasing now?
Right now, I'm trying to keep up with the storm's northeast, but I mean, honestly, it's pretty much unrealistic with them moving at about 65 miles an hour. We're only about 15, 20 miles northeast of Newton Grove right now.
Is this a decent place to chase? How's your road network this evening? Do you feel safe with your line of sight that you might actually be able to see, visually spot a tornado?
Well, it's getting dark, so seeing it's kind of becoming difficult, but compared to chasing yesterday in Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida, the visibility is a whole lot better. There's a lot of patches of flat land that I can get good looks at things. The road network's a little bit better, but it can be a task at some point.
Brandon, knowing how quickly these storms are moving, knowing that it's about to get dark on you, will you continue to chase after dark, or do you think that you just give one more shot with this storm and that'll be it?
Well, this storm right now, I'm probably going to give up on. I can't see anything else on it. I'll probably drop down to the storm just to the south of it. But after dark, I don't think we'll be chasing much longer. We might if there's a decent storm, but I think the storm that we drop down south on will probably be the last one for the day.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much for that. We know that you got a lot of things to chase out there, that's for, and we got a lot of storms out there that are very impactful tonight, not just here in North Carolina. Brandon's position, by the way, I'll mark it for you on this particular map. His position is right in here, and that potentially is where the tornado is and moving off in his direction. So he says he's going to give it one more try with that storm, but he's very, very close as that storm lifts off to the north and east. Just past him and just outside of Newton Grove. Well, let's update you on the storms that are racing through North Carolina and Virginia. Pretty imperative situation tonight in Richmond, Virginia as well. Carl Parker has the very latest on the radar from the lab tonight. Carl.
Mike, one thing that is common to tornado outbreaks is very strong low-level wind. We're watching a low-level jet with winds of 70, 80 miles per hour now coming up across North Carolina and Virginia. And that strong wind is creating the circulation, the low-level circulation in the atmosphere that storms can tap into and begin to rotate. So you've now got a bunch of tornado warnings, not as many as we saw just 20 minutes ago, but still quite a few, and one now southeast of Raleigh. This is the storm that you're talking about near Newton Grove. That's Johnston, Wayne, and Wilson counties under warning right now. We'll zoom in a little bit and take a look at the rotational couplet there. So right in there, that's where you've got that rotation. It's not quite as strong as it was a little while ago, but there may actually be a smaller circulation, maybe evidence of a tornado itself. Right there, that is along Route 13, and we are seeing, yes, indeed, there's also evidence of debris right in here. So what this radar is doing is it's separating meteorological targets from non-meteorological targets, and we're seeing debris right where you've got that little circulation. So that's exactly where our tornado is right now. And again, it's along Route 13 and rapidly moving northeast. So it's probably going to come right across 13 and then move up towards perhaps Sela Church Road as well. So please get to your safe place immediately in those areas. Watch out right now also around the Harper House Road and Stevens Mill Road, as this will be moving along very rapidly. The movement has been as fast as 75 miles per hour to the northeast with these cells. And looks like we've got a tornado in progress here just south of Bentonville and well west of Grantham. Then northeast of that, another strong cell here that is north of Grantham. That's Johnston, Wayne, Wilson counties under warning. And you notice the circulation is now just northwest of Goldsboro and right around 581. This is a little bit broader, so we're not seeing that real tight couplet there, that real evidence of a tornado, but we will look nonetheless and see if there's any evidence of debris, and yes, there is, right in there. So here, too, it looks like we've got an ongoing tornado, and that is right along Route 70. It's going to be moving northeast and crossing a 581 somewhere in that vicinity. So in those